Hi, my name is Imelda Jimenez Lamar, and I'm a product photography coach helping handmade sellers learn how to shoot product photos that sell online. And today I wanted to talk about props because props are a really great way to bring your product to life in a way that you can't really do with a standard product photo. However, the tricky thing about props is it can get crazy really fast. You can easily create a very busy, cluttered product photo when you're using props. So I encourage you to be really thoughtful about what you are selecting as props in your photos. And one of the things to consider when you are selecting your props is the color of your props in relation to your product. Because if you are selecting props that have different colors, it can create just a really busy photo because your customer is going to be looking at everything else going on in your photo besides your product. In fact, they might not even notice your product because they're looking at other colorful props in your photo. So I'm going to walk you through a couple of examples of how changing the colors of your props can really change the way your product photo looks and how it can really make your image look much more cohesive, more professional, and help your product stand out much more. So if you want to see those examples, keep watching. So when it comes to selecting props for your product photos, there's a lot of things that you should consider. Things such as, does this make sense with my brand? Does it make sense with the product I am photographing it with? How big are your props? And in this particular example, we're going to be talking about the colors of your props and what a difference that can really make in how your overall image looks. So in this particular example, we have a Buddha figurine, we have a stack of books, and we have a plant. Now, if you were scrolling on the internet or on social media or on Etsy and you saw this photo, you probably wouldn't be looking at the Buddha figurine. You'd probably be drawn or see a stack of books and just keep scrolling, right? And that is a problem because you want to make sure that the product that you're photographing, the thing that you want people to see and notice if they're scrolling on the internet, is your product. And we are going to make some changes and fix this and do that by framing the product a little bit better and also changing up the prop colors. So first off, let us switch out the books because I'm sitting here reading the book titles, I'm looking at the colors, it's just distracting. So let's see what happens if we were to switch out the books. So I switched out the books in this photo and they are now all black and they're all hardcover, and I face the titles away so that you can't even see them and you can just see the side of the books. And that makes a huge difference. I mean, hello, going from this to this, it's almost like night and day because the titles of the books plus the different colors of the books were just making it really cluttered and just feel really busy. Now it feels much more neutral. It feels more minimalist. It feels a little more, I don't know, contemporary, modern. I don't know, however you want to call it. But it just feels so much better. I feel like less stressed already just looking at this photo. But I want to switch things out a little more. I want to change out the plant because all the props are on the dark side and the Buddha figurine is dark. So I want to make sure that if somebody is scrolling on the internet and they see this image, that they can really see the Buddha figurine. They'll understand, hey, that's the thing I'm supposed to be looking at. That's what they're selling. So let's switch out the pot and see what happens when we do that. So I switched out the pot and I put a plant that had a white ceramic pot instead. And as you can see, that really lightened up the left side of the photo. It just feels a little more crisper, a little more lighter. But the books, as much as I really like the books, they're just as dark as the Buddha figurine and they're kind of blending a little too much together. So I want to switch out the books for something lighter, and let's see what happens when I do that. Okay, so I switched out the books for white books instead of the black books, and it completely changed the way the photo looked. The whole entire image looks much brighter. It feels crisper. And because of all the props being on the much white slash gray, more neutral end of the color spectrum, it makes the Buddha, which is dark and kind of a bronzy color, really pop. It stands out against these light shaded colors. So look at what a difference that really makes. It just really pops. So this is just a really quick example of what it would look like if you were to try and change your props to all have a similar neutral color palette, because they can really make your product pop, especially if your product is on the darker side, because products are you want your customers to be able to see your product, and when you are using different color props, different size props and everything, it can take away from your actual product, the thing that you want them to see. So if you think about the props that you're using and think about the different shades and trying to select ones that are in similar color palette, they can really help tell the story and really help your product stand out in your photos. So let me know what your thoughts are. I mean, this is just so crazy on what a difference this makes. So let me know what you think. Leave a comment below.